Hey guys, it's the Journeyman returning after a long absence. I'm sorry that I haven't posted a video in a very long time. I've just been preoccupied with life. You know how it is. I want you guys to know that I haven't forgotten about recording chapters from The Great Gatsby. On the contrary, I've been reminded numerous times by so many of you that I should just finish the book already. Don't worry, the book will get finished, eventually. And trust me, it will. It's just that I am a perfectionist and I never want to post something on my channel that I deem unworthy of your time. Now with that being said, throughout this year I've been on a personal journey, exploring more of who I really am and developing key areas in my life that will significantly benefit me in the future. While scouring through the endless sea of information that is the internet, I came across something that attracted me like a moth to a burning flame. This burning flame that was too bright to ignore was MGTOW. MGTOW stands for Men Going Their Own Way. On YouTube there were hundreds, no thousands of videos about MGTOW, which were all in essence talking about the same thing. Men taking the ownership of their lives and their money and their happiness back, which had been temporarily destroyed, tainted or complicated by their relationships with women. Men like Paul Elam from An Ear for Men, Sandman and also Howard Dare deeply inspired me to now partly pursue what I am going to pursue now. This pursuit is to help and heal men who have been screwed over by women, but also to illustrate and illuminate how a man can protect himself from bad women. Also, I want you guys to know that I am only 22 years old. So inevitably, the knowledge I have regarding the gender dynamics between men and women in the later years of life cannot be based in experience, but only through conjecture and reality-based observation alone. Now, with all that being said, let me proceed on to the topic of this video. It is strongly in my heart that many men out there want to find their NAWALT, N-A-W-A-L-T, which stands for Not All Women Are Like That. NAWALT is used as a defense mechanism primarily by women to discourage the idea that all women are self-entitled bitches incapable of respecting and honouring the men in their lives. Men also use NAWALT as an ideal aspired woman they want to be with. Men, you may believe that finding a NAWALT is near impossible. You wouldn't be wrong in your assumption. However, let me describe to you what I think a NAWALT is, which I think may slightly differ from how women perceive the idea. I interpret NAWALT to be an honourable woman who continuously takes a daily dosage of the red pill, which assists her in noticing the debilitating effects of feminism in her own life and in the countless lives of the women surrounding her. But let me go further and more precise in my definition of a NAWALT. I believe that a NAWALT is a woman that is not self-entitled, accountable to all of the bad actions in her life, and is reasonable/considerate of the emotions of men. Damn! You're probably scratching your head right now thinking, Journeyman, those women don't exist. And you're right. So many women in the West these days do not possess these three qualities. My heartfelt response to you would be to find a woman who does have all three of these qualities. If she doesn't, leave her, dump her, cut her from your life if you deem her toxic to your well-being. It should also be said that if the girls in your immediate area do not possess these qualities, then look elsewhere. Don't settle for less than you want. Now I am going to underline why it is crucial, why it is so crucial in fact, that you find a woman who possesses all of those aforementioned qualities. I'm going to go over them briefly in this video because I do not want this video to get too long, but in future videos I will go over them in much more thoroughness. First, let us place accountability under the microscope. One of the most frustrating things I have heard about women from guys that I have met throughout all of my life is that women aren't accountable for their actions. This has been my experience largely as well. But to this I simply say, call them out on their bullshit. For too many years in my life I was too scared to challenge a woman on anything that was controversial or on a behaviour of hers that was disrespectful towards me. I now duly see the error of my ways. For a relationship to function in a healthy way, both parties need to be accountable for their actions so that negative emotions can be validated and problems resolved with quickness and understanding. To summarize, if she ain't accountable, she ain't gonna be in the world. Next, let us put self-entitlement under the microscope. Entitlement, defined, is the feeling or belief that you deserve to be given something, such as special privileges. A sense of entitlement complex is linked with narcissism and borderline personality disorder. Damn! If that definition wasn't enough to scare you off self-entitled women, then I don't know what will. Self-entitled women often believe in the idea of the pussy pass, which is an active belief system in our society, Western society that is, that grants women special privileges above men because of the crushing hold that patriarchy presses down onto women. These range from things that you would shrug off at and say, huh, whatever, to things that will instinctively grab you by the balls and crush them to dust. The family court system, false rape allegations, losing everything you worked so hard for because an evil woman who hated your success used her pussy pass in order to, in the blink of an eye, topple down your house of cards. Need I say more about the dangers of self-entitled women? If she's self-entitled, lads, she ain't the world. Lastly, let us put reasonability under the microscope. Reasonability. Reasonability. I love this word. It sounds beautiful. It sounds self-assured, self-actualized, but also willing to put itself in another person's shoes. A truly compassionate word indeed. If only women were the same way, eh? Let me paint a scenario into your mind, men. John is a 25-year-old construction worker who, after an arduous, sweaty 12-hour workday, is so graciously met by his girlfriend Melissa, 22, who can't seem to understand why John is angry at her for not having prepared any dinner for him or cleaned up the house while he was away at work. Melissa is a stay-at-home mum who relies completely on John in order to take care of herself and their 2-year-old son, Jake. The couple get into a huge argument, consequently resulting in John slamming the front door behind him and deciding to get a takeaway somewhere, then later on taking a trip down the local pub to get pissed up. Legend has it that even to this very day, Melissa still holds that she doesn't know why John was angry with her. Wow. Guys, can you see how Melissa's lack of reasonability stoked the fire of John's anger? If a woman cannot be reasonable with you, put herself in your shoes and try and compromise with you, then you know where to tell her to go. It should also be said that since a healthy relationship is built on mutual respect, us men should also be reasonable with women. It shouldn't be the case where a woman is constantly being reasonable with you, but you are not being reasonable with her. And with that being said, I think I'll leave it there. As you have probably noticed, listening to this video, finding an adult is really like finding a unicorn in this current climate of feminist dogma that every man and woman is forced to digest in humongous mountain-sized portions growing up. Men, use these 3 personality traits in order to screen the women who are not worth your time from the women who should be, at the very least, given a chance. I will reiterate it one more time. The honourable woman with which you seek will be accountable for her bad behaviour, not self-entitled, and also reasonable with you. As always, thank you for lending your ears to the Journeyman's cares. Have a great day.